A girl sends a man flying with one hand and flips a car with one kick. She can even crush a baseball bat with her bare hands. The Korean witch returns. The movie starts by meeting everyone's expectations. A group of people with obscured faces raids a genetic modification lab. All of them wear gas masks. They clearly know the facility well. Everyone inside the base, whether good or bad, is annihilated, with no one escaping the enemy's grasp. After the group evacuates the blood-soaked scene, a little girl opens her eyes, completely unaware of the situation. She walks out of the base barefoot. This is her first time setting foot in the outside world. Not knowing where to go, she wanders aimlessly into the distance. She crosses a snow-covered forest and arrives at a paved road. Unaware of traffic rules, she walks in the middle of the street. A van speeds past her. She's completely unfazed by the cold. But the van backs up. Inside are local gangsters. Seeing the little girl is all alone, they grab her and pull her into the van. There's another woman in the van, apparently also a victim. The gang leader sees the girl is covered in blood. He curiously asks her where she came from, while his wandering hands pull at her clothes. The woman pleads with them not to bully the little girl, but is beaten for speaking out of turn. This causes the little girl to suddenly snap. She then shows everyone what she can do. We don't know how she launched her attack. We only see the van rocking and swerving violently. The doors and windows are all blown off the frame. Finally, the vehicle loses control and crashes into the woods. When the woman wakes up, she sees everyone scattered on the ground, seriously injured and unconscious. The little girl stands watching over the gang leader. The woman persuades her not to deliver a killing blow, which stops the little girl's next move. The woman can't bear to see the gangsters freeze to death, so she calls the police on her phone. She also contacts her veterinarian friend to pick her up. Looking into the little girl's clear eyes, the woman feels concerned and ends up taking her along. On the road, the girl seems to have some strange illness. Her head hurts so much she nearly faints, and her nose is bleeding. Seeing the urgency, the woman tells the vet to hurry back to the clinic. After treating the little girl and examining her wounds, the vet is puzzled. Why is her body full of shrapnel? He removes them to disinfect the wounds. But in the moment he turns away, the wounds miraculously heal. Looking at the recent X-ray, the vet feels the girl's bone structure is unique, different from an ordinary person's. He explains this to the woman. The girl's identity is unknown and she could bring danger. He tells her to think twice and not to invite trouble. But the woman sees the little girl is all alone, and after some thought, decides to take her home. But this decision plants the seed for future disaster. Back home, the woman introduces her younger brother to the girl. The siblings depend on each other. Recently, some gangsters have taken an interest in their farm and want to seize it. Because the woman refused to yield, they resorted to dirty tricks. They kidnapped the woman to sell her off. That way, no one could stand in their way. The brother steps forward to check if his sister is hurt. The little girl thinks he is trying to harm the woman and instantly clutches the brother's arm tightly. She only lets go after the woman persuades her. This time, they escape danger. The woman cooks a feast to celebrate. The little girl probably doesn't know what food is yet. She first says she won't eat, but the moment the woman turns around, the table is wiped clean. Not a single grain of rice left. Tasting delicious food for the first time, the little girl unlocks her foodie and big eater attributes. Meanwhile, a female soldier and her mercenaries attack a church. After the great battle, she goes to the restroom, digs a bullet fragment out with her fingers, and the wound heals instantly. On her other arm, veins bulge and then quickly subside. It seems she is a genetically modified person, possessing powerful supernatural abilities. It turns out, the female soldier used to work for the modification lab. Now, she's broken free and formed her own mercenary squad. Using her superpower advantage, she is invincible and unstoppable. She's a top-tier famous mercenary. This time, she unexpectedly receives an invitation from her old boss to complete a mission. They thought the experimental facility had been destroyed and all the lab personnel annihilated. But unexpectedly, the Dr. Beak who modified the female soldier's genes has a twin sister who we'll call the Wide Doctor. She took over her sister's lab and continued experiments, creating second-gen mutants. The little girl is the one who escaped from her facility. Now, she needs the female soldier and her mercenary team to help bring the girl back. The little girl's genes are very different. She's a direct genetic successor of the first-generation witch. The White Doctor used an embryo from the pregnant first-gen witch to clone this little girl. And since birth, she has been in the laboratory, undergoing modification and integration. So she might be even more powerful than the first witch, Kim Da-mi. The White Doctor gives the female soldier a tracker that can trace the little girl's location. As the woman leaves the base, she realizes someone is following her. She stops the car in a forest and waits for them to approach. It's unclear who these two are, but they don't come in peace. Both sides take their stances, and a great battle begins. The opponent rips off a car door with his bare hands, using it like Captain America's shield. The mercenary is no slouch, catching it with a single hand. The opponent presses the attack, descending from the sky. The mercenary blocks with the car door, and a single punch leaves a dent in it. It seems both are mutants. How else could they be this strong? The special effects in this sequence are explosive and incredible to watch. In the end, the mercenary proves to be more skilled, easily dealing with the two villains. She gets back in the car with the female soldier to continue their journey. Just then, the tracker shows an anomaly with the little girl. What has happened to her now? It turns out her side effects are acting up. Her headache makes her release immense energy. Time freezes around her as her nose bleeds uncontrollably. Outside, a convoy of cars arrives at the woman's house under the cover of night. It's the gang that wants her farm. Since the kidnapping failed, the boss has come personally to solve the problem. The woman first threatens them with a shotgun, but they snatch it away. Her brother is subdued when he tries to help. The little girl watches all of this from the roof. She feels their anger and chooses to intervene. First, she lands gracefully from the roof. Then she approaches a goon and with a single kick, sends him flying 100 meters away. She effortlessly lifts another goon and with a gentle toss, sends him flying out of sight. A subsequent baseball bat attack is crushed to powder. As the goons swarm her, the girl kicks a car at them. They're all knocked down like bowling pins. She comes face to face with the gang boss. He tries to defend himself with the shotgun, but the little girl snatches it without even blinking. She fires a shot into the air next to him. The boss, terrified, collapses to the ground. Luckily, the woman comes forward and slaps him. Her anger subsided. She spares his life. Otherwise, the little girl would have surely continued. Afterward, all the goons flee in terror. The brother is frightened by the little girl, but she just gives him an innocent smile. Meanwhile, the leader of the group that ambushed a female soldier in the forest finds her. It turns out they are mutants sent from headquarters. Their leader, Jong Seok, had met with the White Doctor to investigate the destruction of the base. In doing so, he learned of the female soldier's mission. Jong Seok knows the little girl's genes are unique. He wants to keep her alive for further experiments. So he tells the female soldier not to endanger the girl's life. Just capture her. At the same time, another team of second-generation mutants arrives. These are the 4 who destroyed the original lab. Now that they know there was a survivor, they intend to finish their mission and hunt the little girl down. This organization's goal is simple: destroy the lab and leave no one alive. Neither the lab personnel nor the mutants. To find the little girl's whereabouts, the 4 of them go to the gang boss's house. After being threatened, the gang boss becomes their lackey. But how would this gang boss know who the little girl is? After being taught a lesson, he was unwilling to let it go, so he found the vet to learn the girl's identity. After all, the woman's only friend was the vet. After being threatened, the vet told them the truth. But he also immediately notified the woman. All sorts of groups are looking for the little girl now. It's too dangerous to keep her with them any longer. On her way home, the woman runs into the female soldier. She explains the little girl's origins to her and asks for her cooperation in a capture operation that night to bring the little girl to a designated location. Right now, the girl can't control her powers. If she loses control, it will create an even more chaotic situation. The woman returns home with a heavy heart. She still can't make a decision. And outside her room, all the different parties have gathered. The gang boss arrives by car with a team of 4. The female soldiers' mercenary squad waits at the rendezvous point. As a precaution, they set up their weapons and observe the woman's house through their rifle scopes. Seeing the little girl's innocent smile, the woman can't bear for her to return to the lab to suffer. So she tells her brother and the little girl everything. She tells her brother to escape with the girl while she holds them off at the front. But one of the gang members shoots and kills her. The brother, having just reached the back of the house, hears the gunshot. After telling the little girl which way to run, he turns back to help. At that moment, a sniper in the distance sees the girl escape from the back door. A missile is fired, and the entire house explodes in a blaze of glory. The brother is also hit by the explosion, landing next to his sister. A masked member of the 4-person team spots the sniper's position. He grabs his dual blades, seeks him out, and confronts the sniper. The two begin a duel. One with a gun, one with blades. You think the gun will win? Wrong. The masked man can teleport. Dodging bullets is no problem for him. Several consecutive shots are all dodged. The Gen 2 mutants are more powerful. Just as he successfully deals with his opponent and thinks victory is his, a dark figure rushes over, and the two crash to the ground together. Meanwhile, in front of the house, the gang boss aims his gun at the siblings. As he is about to shoot, the female soldier, watching from a distance, shoots him down. This action also reveals the female soldier's team to the group of 4. The two sides finally go to war, and the high-energy scenes keep coming. One of the 4 uses telekinesis on a nearby wooden fence, automatically sharpening the slats into deadly weapons. The next second, all the gang members are killed, their hearts pierced. This is a show of force, as the gang was originally on their side. But as mere mortals, they were of little use. They were perfect for intimidating the opposition. Seeing them slaughter innocents like this, the female soldier raises her gun and fires. The teleporting Gen 2 mutant isn't afraid at all and dodges easily. He uses the chance to get close to the female soldier for a melee attack. After a brief exchange, the female soldier sends the Gen 2 flying. Another Gen 2 immediately follows up. She pins down the female soldier and stabs at her with a dagger. Fearless, the soldier snatches the dagger, slits her throat, and adds another bullet. At this time, the masked man is still fighting with the mercenary. The female soldier comes to help, shooting off the opponent's fingers. But the next second, the fingers grow back automatically. It seems the Gen 2's self-healing ability is on another level. Another Gen 2 arrives to help split the female soldier's fire. While they are fighting, it turns out the gang boss isn't dead. He raises his gun and shoots at the brother. The female soldier rushes forward to block the shot, but the bullet passes through her and hits the brother. The wounded female soldier is then attacked from both sides, stabbed and falls to the ground. The first round of fighting is over. From a distance, the little girl watches the fireworks in the sky. She remembers she promised to watch fireworks with her brother. She thinks she can't leave the siblings to face the danger alone. Who knew? Just as she was about to turn back, she is spotted by a Gen 2 mutant. He instantly teleports in front of the little girl. He thought it would be an easy catch, but the little girl gives him a cold stare, and all the objects around them freeze. The Gen 2 can't move at all. The little girl takes the dagger from his hand and kills him with a single stab, without hesitation. She then drags his body back to the front of the house, only to find the woman and her brother are no longer breathing. Feeling heartache for the first time, her anger is no longer contained. Looking at the Gen 2 opposite her, his arm instantly explodes into pieces. Another Gen 2 is sent flying with a single slap. The one-armed man tries to fight back but is thrown high into the air, hitting an energy wall, bouncing back, then thrown into a warehouse. The gang boss is somehow still struggling. The little girl stomps on him, crushing his hopes of survival. Another Gen 2 comes to attack, but with a wave of the girl's hand, a car blocks the attack and is thrown far away. The opponent still doesn't give up, teleporting in front of her with a knife. The little girl's mind control activates. Right in front of her, the opponent stabs the knife into her own body again and again. The one-armed man still wants to resist. He unleashes his power, controlling the surrounding gravel and dust, which flies towards the little girl at bullet speed. But the little girl's power is stronger. The gravel freezes in front of her eyes. Then, It turns and flies back towards the one-armed man, forming an energy sphere that envelops him. The next second, the one-armed man is shattered by the energy, turning into dust that scatters in the air. Only one Gen 2 is left alive. She backs away slowly, blocked by an arriving car. A girl gets out. It's the first-generation witch, Kim Da-mi. It was her team of 4 that attacked the lab and intentionally let the little girl escape. She did it to confirm if the girl was her sister. Seeing her unleash her full power tonight, she can confirm that she is her sister. After all, only their family's genes possess such immense power. Now, Kim Da-mi has a suppressor, which can alleviate the headaches and bleeding caused by the modification. Kim Da-mi is looking for her sister to find their mother, because only the little girl has a psychic link with their mother. This way, they can use their mother's bone marrow to cure the side effects completely. Now, the 2 sisters can set off on their journey together. The camera cuts to Dr. Beak. She is painting. The woman in the painting is the mother of the 2 witches. She is being held in some laboratory. End of movie. Post-credit scene. The female soldier and the mercenary wake up one by one, reuniting with Jong-seek's mutant team on their way to Part 3. The Witch. Part 2 is a new Korean movie released this year. It continues the story from The Witch, Part 1. And after watching the whole thing, these first 2 movies are just setting the stage for the 3rd part, forming a witch universe. If the protagonist of the 3rd movie is the mother revealed at the end, plus all the surviving characters from this film, it is still something to look forward to.